Alright, so I'm satisfied on the inside. Really looks amazing, and you still can add things in here like tags or photos and everything. So that's cool. Now we go to the upper, and for that I think I like to add something that fits with this. I want to match it, and I do like something on this that will mat. I'm still keep with this one, but I can't use it on both pieces, so that's, well, if I can split it a little bit. So do you want the pink coming back? Yeah, I can't help myself. I can't help myself. I'm just going to use this way. Okay. Each time when I'm going to use it, I lean my head backwards to see. So why just not put some glasses on so I do see better. Alright, so how can we use this on two of these pieces? Now first I'm going to cut this piece also in this direction. Same size. Just going to check if it's the correct size. Yep, it is. There we go. And if needed, I still can cut another one. And I'm just going to do that. I don't know if it's needed, but I'm just gonna do that. I'm just gonna do that. Yeah, I am. Alright, so now I can use this and this. Ta 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 ta. Yeah, 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 yeah. So I'm just gonna cut this shorter. So we can use that on top here. Just gonna use a full one, not much. Oh my gosh, I just messed up my, oh my gosh, I already have ink on this one. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's the danger of putting that next to an ink pad. Diane, silly you, what do you think? That you could keep it clean? Never ever you're gonna keep it clean. Not in my experience, I'm always messy. But where you are working, hobby, there is time to be messy. Normal. Okay, split this. Let's go to this one. I'm keeping this simple as it can get. That's the beauty of these flowers. You can use it horizontal. Again, I do it. I think this one needs to be in front of this one. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay. There we go. I was just watching because I heard some people talk, but I don't see anything. Maybe it's in front of the house. It's a little bit noisy. Alright, so that will be the front. And I think it fits nicely with this on top. Still nice. Yeah. I love it. Alright, now we still need this side of the papers. Now we do have, no, I don't want this. This is still green, green, but I don't have this left. I don't want this. So maybe it's an idea to put this on. And I have one more. Maybe it's an idea to put these on. Yep. Let's do that. Yeah, I'm just keep going with what I have. Keep going, keep going. And here all the colors are. The pink, the brown, all the colors are inside here. That's the beauty of these papers. Fits all. It fits all, so it's a beauty. I'm already working on something else, but of course I can't tell you. But oh, this making these papers is absolutely an extra hobby. With it, I just love doing it, especially, well, when there's nothing on the television. Hard lately if you have Netflix, but if there isn't, and if your hobby loves watching old movies, and I don't want to lay down and watch television, then I just say, you go watch a movie, and then I just grab my laptop. Yeah. I just love to do that. There's always something in my head that I want to try out. Play a little bit, because yeah, it's not easy. It's absolutely not easy to make your own papers. Absolutely not. It's not that I can do that in one day or something. Oh no, absolutely not. Not in my lifetime. Maybe if you are a good designer and you can work very good with expensive programs or anything, maybe then, but not me. I'm just me. It takes months. I love it, but I love it. I love it. It's a hobby, not work, just a hobby. Alright, so, but I always like to do step by step. So I have one ready right now where I can work with, and I have one ready on my PC waiting for to be the time. See if my print man is good with it. Yeah, so that is basically how it works a little bit. Alright, so what do you think? I really like the green inside. And then bringing back the blue. Let me put this back on. The closure. So this is the closure. Folds nicely over this one. You can go way down, but like this you can do way down. And you even can use this as a pocket. I did that with the other page too. So it's always nice to put something inside. See, you can just use it as a pocket too. Alright, so that we are going to do, but this is ready. This piece right here, and now we finally go to the last part. That's this size. What do we have left? We have a bit for the green, and you can check it out which one you like. I have a full one of this one. I'm just watching a little bit which one that fits beautifully. But all that we can use, there is plenty that we can use. Alright, what do you think? In my experience, I would love to use this one. So it's a little bit the same as this area, this right here. See, here is also 2. So this pops up really nice. Even that I use a very light one. And on the other page, there is also where that is coming back. So I really love that one. But then we need to go to the next set. Is that awful? No, it's not. We can use it all. That's this one. It's not bad. Not bad at all. Even that I don't like to cut in this one. I think I'm gonna cut the bottom piece. That's a little bit brown, but that's okay. Then I still have a nice full page that I can use. Do you want a full one? Yeah, let's cut a full one. Let's keep this one simple. Before that it goes. Yep, it's needed, so I'm just gonna do it. Don't watch too many to the papers. Oh my gosh, yeah. Strange, isn't it? How much difficulty you can get cutting papers. I think we all have that sometimes. So let's keep it simple. Oh, I even can turn this so the darker brown is on the left side. Sorry guys, but we're gonna cover you up. There we go. Let's use this side. I like it too much. Did I glue it down too short? Nope. Stay away from the fold line. Here we go. A nice full piece where you can add a nice picture on. Maybe you can even decorate this with pieces that you still have. Oh, maybe even this one fits also nice. Cool. Anyways, yeah, I really like how this turns out. So for the last final one, so we keep that. Yeah, I think we do have enough pockets. Do we have enough pockets? Pocket here, photo mat, belly band, pocket, 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 little tuck spot, pocket, pockets. Here we have still that big pocket where you can still add your pieces in. And then, yeah, this is a little box page. But, you know, I love pockets. Shall we add another pocket on here? Or do you like this just maybe 2 full? Yeah. Okay, let's do that. Which color? Which color do you want? This is blue. We have the green inside. Let's see what we have. What fixed? Don't want to cut any papers. We can use this also to bring the light back. Yeah. Just use what you have, guys. Just use what you have. A nice pink line would do also nice, but you also can get that with this one. Okay, so I'm definitely gonna cut at least 2 of these 1/2 inch pieces. There we go. That's definitely what I want to use. It's not cut at the right size just yet. Well, I think this is the correct size. It's nice. It's nice. I also can use this. Nope, I like this one. So I'm gonna use this last flowery one. Let's cut. Cut this one in the correct size. Now let's say something like that. I'm gonna do like this one too. This one too, but you know what I also like is just cut this piece open and I use this at the bottom, then this, and then bring this back as if I just had this just glued on top, but I didn't. And I think I like having the same thing with this one too. It's just, it looks like it's glued down in between, on top, that's what I want to say. Alright, see, and now I only have one piece left. Can I just use this one? Another one? Do you like talking to yourself? Yes, I do. I do. You also can use another one, by the way. You don't have to do exactly the same. I also have other things that I can use. This one is also nice, by the way. To use this for the top, then this, then this. See, and I even can flip this around. So it's another color. Oh yes. See that? You just can play around as good as you can. Alright, so cut everything in the correct size, the same size. Just start with one and just continuing everything else. Gonna start with this one. And then I'm gonna let the paint back. Just adding a little tiny edge, little tiny black edge. I just love. And I'm gonna bring this back. I also could make this a little tuck spot. For little notes. I could have done that. It's not too late, it's not too late to do that. There you go. And then Then I'm gonna start at the bottom. Because I don't want to split these. In what they are not. Here we go. This little piece. Again, just a slightly small piece. Leaving open, and then, see now, because this is a little bit bigger, go, smooth the edges, and for this one too, I'm just gonna put 3 sides of glue. So what I did here is, and it's only if you want, guys, it's only if you want that. So what I did is I created tiny tuck spots right here and here too. So if you have, let's get into these little pieces. Now let's see how big you want something. You don't have to make it that large. So I'm just gonna cut this in 2. This is actually a nice little size. You can fold this as small as you want, but let's say, see, this is a nice little size. Cool. Alright, I like this a little bit more fancy. I don't know if that's a nice thing to do, but, well, actually I do like it. Wait just a sec, I'm just gonna cut these in 2. I think that's nice. Yeah, that's what I love to do. Small little letters, but still looking nice. You can smooch the edges, which I am gonna do to make this even nicer. And I don't know if this one does fit. This one does fit, and I don't know if this one fits. Check that out, because here I did use the glue a little bit. I think this one needs a smaller one. Yeah, this needs a smaller one. This is still cute, guys. Gosh, I love it. Just a little tiny note. Yeah, it's super cute. Cool, I like that. So you can decorate these if you want. You can smooch the edges, but yeah, it looks a little bit nicer. Still, we have made pockets. Yeah. Yeah, I am terrible, I know. I am. I am terrible. I just love pockets. I can't help myself. I can't. I'm addicted. Alright, let's make this a little bit nicer by adding this on here. Here we go. And we can use, I think, this one. Alright, so I already glued this on, as you can see, but if you want to save these for pictures, you also always can cut out your statues and put them on after you put your picture on. So that's, of course. Yeah, I like it. I like it. I'm gonna make this even better, smooshing everything. So that's what I'm gonna do next, and then yeah, it's cool. You can use a nice word right here if you like. Decorate, guys, decorate. Wow, I really love it. Quite simple, but yeah. Alright, so I'm gonna smooch the edges a bit with which color. Oh, I do have these to use, so I have no clue. Maybe these 3 colors, just use 3 of these. Okay, playtime. I always like to grab a piece of paper that I'm not going to use. And then let's start with this one. Go, just the edges. Alright, let's see, that looks so much better. Let's do the back too. I'm quiet, I know. Cool, there is something on it, I don't know what, but oh, that's just a little ink drop. Of course, the inside too, of course. And it's just a little delicate, but I really like how it turns out. Here we go. So I'm gonna let this dry. Let's go to the next color. Let's see if I have that color. It's blue. Yep, I think it is. Which one? little shiny paper, but maybe this one I'm gonna dab. Oh, this is cool too. Yeah, I'm quiet. I am. I need to let this dry first before continuing. So let's do the big one. Do I have some green? I don't think it's this color. Wait. Oh, I do have this one. I think it's not being used. Yeah, that's better. I really like the dabbing with these oxides. Alright, I'm gonna finish up. Look how cool this is. I like it. It's cool. Makes so little note thing so much better. Alright, so I'm gonna finish this off and then I'll come back to you because it needs to dry in between. Alright, so okay. So what I did was I finished it up, of course, and I used the bundle sage for this green and weathered wood for this blue and Victorian velvet for the pink one, and I stamped a little bit on it and I used the pumice stone because I don't want to let it pump in too much. So the pumice stone I used to stamp on. So yeah, and then you have cute little note pieces. How do you call these? I really like it. Yep. Alright, so ready? Put these in here. What do you say? I like it. I like it, like it, like it. Okay, cool. That's done for this page. And of course we do make some tags in here. So we have still plenty to do. So what? You want to know how much I have left? No, it's not. You already see those are just little pieces that I still have left. These are all my cutouts that I have left, but still usable for making tags. So that's what I'm going to save. And of course I still have all these to be used. And some statues I have left, and the full pages is this one from the third set. This one is for the fourth set. Yeah, and then I have the cover still ready, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Well, this one I normally use to cut out, but you still can use the back. 11, 12. Let's say 11 because that shiny one I don't count, and actually the cover I also don't want to count with it. Alright, so that's what I have left for the cover and for the tag. So I think we are pretty good. We're pretty good. I thought I was having not enough, but oh my gosh, 60 pages, guys. 60. That's plenty to use, I guess. Right, cleaning up a little bit. All the little pieces I also like to add here so I can use them when needed. Alright, now what are we going to make for the cover? So we have 4 pages, and I don't know exactly which order, but let's check it out. So we have 4 pages. This is the front, this is the front, and this one is. Now I am just a little bit watching the back. Now this is pink, and I really like that the other pink is coming back. So this I like, these two I like. Now I see this one, and I really like maybe this to this side. What do you think? And then we have the green, and maybe the green will fit on this one. And then this is the back. So what do you think about this order? Do you like to start with this one? Can we still change a bit? What if we start with this one? Then we have this one. This also fits nicely beside each other. And then we have this. It's an option. So yeah, it's depending on which you like. Then there is, here we have all the pages on top. And then yeah, this one was different, so that's a good choice. And then this one was the big, that's also, yeah, I think it's a good option to do this order. I think I am satisfied with that. Alright, so what do you think? You like it? Look how nice this looks. Super cool. Alright, so let's see how we're gonna accomplish the cover. So we have 4 pages. Let's do the cover. Okay guys, I have grabbed my glass cutting mat because I don't want to clean up everything, because I do have a cutting mat underneath this surface, but I just want everything to be clean. Alright, so what I'm gonna do, I have these 3 chipboard pieces that I'm gonna cut. So what I have measured is I'm gonna use a 8.5 by 7 3/4, and of course we do need double. Now in your kit you're gonna be found 3 chipboard pieces, so this you don't need and this you have left. Maybe you can use it for another project. Same with this piece. This I think you just can throw it away, but this please save it, because you never know what nice chipboard that you can use. And then you have a third piece, and that third piece is the spine, and that is 8.5 by 4.5. That's what we're going to use. So yeah, and then you have these 2 left, so just use them later on in a project if you want. Okay, so I am gonna cut these out, and then I'll come back to you. Yep, I'm gonna use just my knife for this. I could have gone downstairs to cut this with my big dolly, but I'm lazy today, so I'm just gonna use my knife. Why not? just going as many times as needed. So these, you can save them. I always put them right in front of me, but sometimes I want to get rid of them. But you can use it if you have your own chipboard, and if you have a front and back cover, then you can use these nicely for the spine. Nice sizes. Too nice chipboard to just throw away. Alright. This one I am going to throw away. It's my first piece. I really like the size of it. It's almost a square one, but it's not. Maybe it looks like a square one, but it's not. 8.5 by 7 3/4. It's not a square. There we go. Last piece. And then I'm going to tell you a little bit how I manage these measurements. Maybe it's handy if you have your own project that you know how to measure your chipboard pieces. So I'm going to tell you. So this is what I have. Now, where are my pages? Oh, here they are. So what I like, now, if you have this, then what I like to do is I like top and bottom a little bit bigger. Not too much, just a little bit. And now this is an 8.5, but first of course I'm going to measure my page, and that is an 8 1/4. So an 8.5 is for me large enough, just a little tiny bit larger. Then we come to this size, and I could have cut this the same size, but I am going to use a double hinge. So I definitely need a 1/2 inch extra because we need it. So this page is a 7 and I cut it a 7 3/4. So I could have cut it a 7.5, but I still like that slightly bigger. So that's why I chose for the 7 3/4. So if everything is inside later in the album, then I have bottom, top and side a little extra space. Just because. Alright, and now for the spine. Okay, so we have 4 pages, and I definitely want the space for adding pictures in here. So what I do is I'm just draw a little bit. Okay, so I have 4 pages, 1 2 3 4, and I want, you also could, a 1/2 inch is definitely too small, a 3/4 could have done it, but I like to have my safety, so I chose for a 1 inch in between. So that's in between the 3 inches, this 1 inch 1 inch 1 inch. This little guy, this little stripe, that's a 1/2 inch, but that's for the double hinge that I'm going to use. And then for the sides, I don't need a 1 inch extra. 1/2 inch is also could have been done, but I like a 3/4, so I can still make a nice thick cover page on the inside if needed. Okay, so yeah, that's why I chose for 4.5. So that's how I counted. 3 inches in between, and then a 3/4 front, 3/4 back. That makes 4.5. If that makes sense. Yep, I think it is. Alright, so let's go make the cover. Let's do that. Let me just put this away. I really want to use this more, but it's so shiny with the lamps. That's for, I don't like to use it. Yeah, I'm awful, I know. Alright, so let's grab your chipboard and let's put these together. So let's grab some cardstock. Alright guys, so what I normally like to do is I'm just going to use cardstock. Cleaning out a little bit. I'm just going to use cardstock. So I think, and I'm just going to grab some pieces. Can I do it with 3? I might can do that. So first thing that I like to do is then cut these papers shorter now before I'm gonna add these all on each other, because then it's difficult. So I'm just gonna, yeah, how much is it? Small 1 inch front and top and bottom. So that's how I'm going to cut it, and I'm going to start with my spine. The reason is because then I know for sure that these attachments are not going to interfere my gussets. Alright, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to add glue on my big spine. Yeah, it's a big spine, guys. Yeah, it's a big album. You love that, don't you? Well, I love that, at least. I love it. So I'm just gonna add this in the middle. Good as I can to put this in the middle. Alright, now this one I'm gonna, oh, I hope I can reach that, because I do have a bigger, yep, here it is. A nice big foam folder, which I love to use for bigger objects. Alright, now that is done. Now I am gonna add some double-sided tape right here, and also on the other side, of course. There we go. Let's peel this off on one side, and let's add our next page. Give me some space here, and I'm just gonna follow the tape to put it on. Alright, so let's grab the next piece. Now in between here you do like have this enough space. How much? Well, normally 3 to 4 millimeters, or at least a 1/8, but a 3/16 also can do quite. I even have a 4 millimeter. So yeah, let's say a 3/16 or a 4 millimeter. Stay away from the sides. Here I just have a little piece of chipboard. Alright, turn it over again and just make sure that the glue is everywhere. There we go. Now I'm going to flip this over and I'm going to peel off this piece of tape. Here we go. And here we go. Let's grab our last chipboard. There we go. Put it on. And again, stay away. I always just eyeball it, but if you like to measure, then it's totally fine. If you definitely need enough space. Then your paper is not going to crack or anything. It definitely will not. And you need the space because you want to have some space on the back to add the papers inside. So it's needed. It's needed. It's definitely needed. Okay. So here we are. This is quite big, but that's okay. You just can leave it. Now what I like to do now is to put a corner. Now some of you have some issues on making a nice corner. Now this is also a method. So just grab, well, I don't know if this is correct because this is not that thick. But if you have another ruler, wait just a second. Do you have a ruler or something that's, well, you even can use this chipboard, wait, that we have left. Yeah, that's a nice size. So just grab your chipboard and just make a little how do you call that? Stripe. Yeah. So this is, how thick is this? I think at least 2 millimeters is this. So that's a good amount of distance. And now I'm just going to cut on that mark. You also can eyeball it. Normally I eyeball it, but for those who have issues with that, there were also tools to be found, but not always needed. Then this is also a very nice, cheap way to still keep your distance from the corner. But if you can eyeball it, then that's totally fine too, of course. Alright, so next what I like to do with covers is I also like to add first some tape on the chipboard all the way around. There we go. Last piece. There you go. Here we go. Now peel it off on the one long side. Peel it off. And now what I like to do is, you can use your fingers, you can use your ruler. I normally use this bone folder, but you also can use your fingers. But the meaning with this is just push that cardstock against that chipboard. And it's just step by step. If you're going to move right away, then maybe it will crack. But if you just do this step by step, you also can use your ruler and make a nice fold line. Sometimes that's also nice, but it's very important that you push this cardstock against. You also can use your fingers, by the way. Then you can really feel if there are no bumps in the way. Alright, now if that is nicely done, then I like to add glue against the chipboard, and still I like to add some glue on here. Then I just grab my two hands and I'm just starting in the middle, and then I go to one side, moving inwards. Then I go to this side and I'm just gonna pull and push till that cardstock is nicely this way attached. Then I'm just gonna grab my bone folder again, make sure that the glue is nicely attached to my chipboard and the tape and everything. And if that's nice settled, then what I next like to do while the glue is wet, I just like to burnish this down on the edges of my chipboard so you get a nice crispy sides of your chipboard. Here we go. That's nice. Just a nice extra burnishing down. Yeah, cool. Now let's turn this over and do it again. Peel this off. So if you want to use your fingers, See, now I really can use my stomach. I know where my stomach is useful for. You also just can use your hands, so you can really feel that the paper is attaching the chipboard, so you get no air bubbles. Okay. Here is a little hair of mine. I don't want to add that with it. And again, I'm just going to start in the middle, push it down. That's why I like tape, because the tape makes sure that it's already nice and sticky, so you don't have to wait till the glue is dry. I really like the use of two with this. Burnish it down so the glue is nicely attached to the chipboard. And then again, burnish down the edges so you have a nice crispy edge. Here I do have an air bubble. How to fix that is just go back and just push this down, because I don't want to have an air bubble. And an air bubble means that I have space. I have space and I don't want space. So I'm just going to use my bone folder to fix that. This is a nice fix. Could have been worse. Alright. Clean up these edges. Do this carefully. It seems like I'm pretty rough with it, but I'm not. Alright, now peel this piece off. And just grab your bone folder and just squeeze this to the inside. And just use this and just go around the corner. Alright, and then again, some glue. And again, I just lift this up. You can use your bone folder or your hands. Push against the chipboard, and when you are satisfied, you start in the middle, burnish it down, clean up the glue, and then again burnish this down for a nice crispy edge. Here we go, and then the last side. Again, grab your bone folder, go around the corner. Same thing on this side. Go around the corner. You can burnish this also down. Alright, push against the chipboard, and if you're satisfied, then fold it over. There you go. And for this one too, make a nice crispy edge. Alright, and then you should have a nice corny piece. Corny? Alright, that's a new word for me. I'm not completely satisfied with this part right here, but I hope it will go away. Anyway, so now we have a nice part, and I grab my bone folder and I just go easy. Push this inside, and if you see that the paper is in between the chipboard, you can just fold it over. It does not crack. It does not. Let's go to the other side. Gently push the paper in between and just felt. And then this is a cover. Wow, it's a really huge cover spine, but yeah, I think we need the space. So let's say that I want it to be safe for the pages to be flat enough if you're going to use them. Okay, so what's next? Let's make the binding, I guess, or shall, yeah, no, I think we just can make first, put this inside, so the inside is nice covered. I think that's a good idea. So I'm just gonna grab 2 pieces of paper that overlaps a little bit. So the inside, well, you know what? This is pretty flat. This is not flat, but it's a little bit smaller. And maybe I like it better to be fit. I think the edge is, in my opinion, too large. So I want this size. And then I think also I have 3 needed. Can I still use that? Yep, I still can use it. And then I need another one. There we go. Before I'm gonna add this on, excuse me, but sometimes I do forget, I'm gonna add double-sided tape on the outside of these grooves. Here we go. Now it's better to be used. Okay, peel these off. Grab my first piece. I want to be sure that everything is glued down nicely. So I'm getting as close as I can to the edges. Alright. Starting. See, now this is really close, as you can see that. So that's not what I want. So I'm just going to start in the middle. Same as we did with the cover. Otherwise you will have your pieces on the end inside those grooves, and it's double thickness. You don't want that. You don't want that. Especially on these grooves with the tape, burnish it down. Alright, now I just can cut these papers. It can be a little bit overlapping, that's perfectly fine. Here we go. And is it necessarily that I put papers on here? Maybe not. But I also always like to do that. I like that it's neat already. So, for the inside of the cover. And I think we all have a different way of making covers. Alright, so the last part. Also, I'm just going to let this overlap just a little bit. Make a mark, cutting it at the same size, at the size you want. Again, add some glue on. Actually, I need to check my stairs, because last time the little pup was on the stairs. I don't think that he will dare to do that again. But the last time I was lucky that my son was getting home pretty soon after I got upstairs, because the puppy was halfway up the stairs, and she would not dare to go further up or go back. So I'm just gonna check that out, but first let me make this ready. I'm gonna grab another my bolt folder, and I'm just gonna watch a little bit where I have those grooves. So now I'm just going to put this nicely inside, and then I still can bend it nicely. Okay, same on this side. There we go. There you go. And now you have a perfect cover. See that? See how absolutely nice this is. I really like it. So that's why you have to make the space between, because there is going to be paper inside. Yes. Alright, I love it. Alright, so I'm gonna grab my pages just to have a quick look, because yep, look how cute that already is. And see that? I almost doubled, more than doubled my spine, but we need it. We need the space, guys. We need the space. So I love it, because if you want to have this all flat, it's gonna be needed. It's definitely gonna be needed if you want to have this nice and flat. Alright, so let's make the spine, but first let me check if my puppy is on the stairs. Alright guys, let's put that away for just a moment. Let's grab back the pages. These are, we're gonna make the binding now. This is a 8/1/4, so that's what we're gonna need also. Alright, so I'm gonna grab my scoring and cutting thing, 2-in-1 real memory keepers. I just love it. This one maybe can close it down. It's too hard to leave it open. Put this away for just a second. Alright, give me some space. Am I in frame? Alright guys, let's make the binding system. I'm gonna grab a piece of paper and let's measure this. Oh, this is an 8/1/4. How convenient is that? So my paper is an 8/1/4. That's what I need to make a binding system for my pages. Alright, I'm gonna flip this direction. And we are going, I did make a little note. This is how I calculate. So I don't know if that makes sense. I think it is, maybe not, but this is a bit how I calculate. Alright, so I have 4 pages. 1, 2, 3, 4 pages. Then I want all of these are 1 inch in between of distance opens. Alright, so that's 3 inches. So we're gonna make a stack to deck waterfall. So my first one is going to be 1 inch, because I want to have a 1 inch that's sticking in my page, so we have a nice sturdy attachment. Then I'm going to add a 1/2 inch, and then we have the distance of the 3 inch, and then again a 1/2 inch, and then again a 1 inch. Alright, and then the small one in between, we have left a 1 inch for these 2 pages. So that means that we're going to start with 1 inch for the hinge in the page, then a 1/2 inch, and then that 1 inch. See, here we have the 3 inch, this one, and here we have the 1 inch right here, and then again 1/2 inch and 1 inch. if that makes sense. If that makes nonsense to you, then just follow me what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm gonna score 1 inch. I need this to be up before I cut my arm open. So I scored 1 inch. Okay, then I'm scoring a 1/2 inch. And then my next score line has to be 3 inch further. I'm terrible in measurements, so I'm just gonna move this to the 0 so I can score at my 3 inch. There we go, and then we need another 1/2 inch. And then we can cut this at 1 inch. So I'm just gonna turn this over, put this on the 1 inch, and then I'm just gonna cut this off. So that's what I also drawed. See? This piece, 1 inch, 1/2 inch, 3 inch, 1/2 inch, 1 inch. Okay, that's what we have. Now for the shorter one, I think we can manage the same paper. Alright, so again I'm gonna start with 1 inch, then that 1/2 inch. Now the next one is a 1 inch further, so that I don't need to move. Alright, so we have a 1 inch further, and then again a 1/2 inch, and then I need to cut it down at 1 inch. And there you go. So 1 inch, 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 1/2 inch, 1 inch. Alright, I hope this all makes sense. This is going to be the binding system. Yeah. Alright. Now what I'm gonna do, let me just fold it first. Maybe that's easier for you guys. So I'm gonna fold all my fold lines. Alright, that's one. Now on this piece, the middle piece is going to be added on this piece. So I'm just going to add double-sided tape on it. So they have a little distance from the fold line. And maybe a smaller one on the inside. Oop, boom. So I have it nice attached. Here we go. Yes. Okay. So this is my first one. So that 1/2 inch makes it possible that it moves nicely. Alright, now put this away and let's just fold the next one. Here we go. And now for this one also the middle we are going to attach double-sided tape, because this piece is going to attach to the inside spine. And I'm just going to add this all the way around. Not all the way around, Diane, just fully. I'm going to use fully my double-sided tape. Could have used a larger piece, but I just love the quality of this tape so much that I'm just going to use it. Here we go. There you go. Alright. So now just focus us on that 3 inch. Okay, so I like to have some guidelines because I'm terrible sometimes in eyeballing it. Alright, so now if I put this ruler in the middle, then you will see that's a 3-inch, of course, duh. So we make 2 marks, so it divides in 3. Okay, you can make a line if you want. I don't think it's necessarily, but just I'd like to show you. Alright, now this is the middle. This middle piece at 1 inch that I split. Maybe it's easier if I just turn these over so you will see. Alright, so this is my 3-inch, so I split it in 3. And now this piece is going to attach on here. This piece is going to attach right there. So here it is that I like to have my pencil mark on it. There we go, last piece. There we go. Now I fold it on one side, so I do see my mark right here. Because if I can see right here, then I think it's cool. Yep, I can. I just can't put this on top my mark. So I'm just gonna hide my mark slightly so I don't see it on this side. Burnish it down, and then I do see it a little bit on this side, but that's okay. You can just use a razor to clean that off. There we go. Yes. Alright, so burnish it down really well. And then we have our binding. Yeah, you will think this will never hold, but it will. It will hold. So here we have our binding with that 1/2 inch extra. Okay, just a second. Fold it this way, so you will see what I mean. Alright, this looks better. See that? So we have all our 1/2 inches right here, and that 1 inch right here. Next thing what I like to do is I'm gonna add double-sided tape. Wait just a second. I am gonna stay away from the fold line, at least 2 millimeters away from the fold line. So don't put the tape too close to the fold line. Stay away. Trust me on that. Yeah, and you learn in if you make albums, you learn each time, and there are gonna be mistakes, and there are gonna be fixes. Each time, oh, I forgot this, or I forgot that, or next time I need to do that, and next time I don't need to forget that. There's so many things that you need to think about, but yeah, I think the more you do it, yeah, you still make mistakes. I also make mistakes every single time, but I do my best to teach you right. But you also can teach me. I am also teaching every single time. Getting tips, trying them out, see if it's useful for me, see if it's easier to do. If you would like to do your own handling, then always do that. Keep having faith in yourself and your capabilities. And crafting is just having fun, guys. There are no rules, absolutely not. There is no one way to do a thing, to make an album. There are so many ways. Using liquid glue, using tape, using only glue, using only tape, using the both together. So yeah, what tape do you use? Just try them out. Just try them out. See what you can get. Maybe through a website or maybe in your own local store. Just try them out. And if it's not working for you, then it's not working for you. Like the double-sided tape on the Action, I really don't like it. I use it the early days when I start crafting. But I just really don't like it at all. Alright, next step what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to cut a little angle till that 1/2 inch. So I'm not going to cut in that 1/2 inch. That 1/2 inch needs to be straight. I'm only going to cut a little angle from that 1 inch where we just put the tape on. Okay, so we just cut from that 1 inch hinge. Here we go. Yes, now this is done. You can decorate this now very easily. Sometimes I do decorate these insides. I just love it because it looks good. So if you want to do that, then I suggest you do that now, and then I'll come back to you. Alright, because I love to do that also first. But maybe it's also a good idea to see what papers that you have. Let's say that this is going to be in here. This one. Then maybe you want to have a brown one or a pink one that matches here. And then this opens up and then you will want to match this. Yeah, that's also a good idea. Well, let's do that later. I always with my changing my minds. Alright. Let me pull this off, peel this off, and then we can go inside. Well, the first thing that I like to do, we wanted to do a 3/4 on each side. So you can measure if that's still correct for you. So I'm just going to grab my ruler again, put this in the middle, and I'm just going to make a mark at 3/4 top and bottom, and then I also going to make that line so it's easy for me to do, to use, to watch, to use. Yeah, blah 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 blah. I'm terrible, I know. I'm the worst tutorial maker ever. Well, I'm not making tutorials, I'm just making follow along videos, so that's the thing I can hide behind. Alright, so here we have, and now you can watch. Yes, this fits nicely in between. I'm just gonna use the same method as I did with earlier. The only thing is now I need to eyeball the top and bottom so that it's equal. You can do that first and make a mark, and then you want to stay in between. Yeah, I think it's cool. Now let me peel off all of these. go. Now for this one, because maybe I like to wiggle a little. Oh, I got a phone call. My daughter. Who else?